That's your business. Now, let's say you're selling Zobo. You don't need a limited liability company. Just quietly go and open your small business name.
There are a lot of gifts walking around the street on the road and they are confused on how to start. People are just scared, basically.
Business thing. I want to encourage every woman who has something doing to own a business.
Hello. I'm back again, and happy new year to my family, my friends and loved ones. I know you're still trying to get your footing. It's a new year, but just chill, relax. It's going to add up eventually, okay? If you had watched my previous episode, I'm really grateful. I saw your comments, I saw your likes, I saw the shares, and I'm honored and grateful. But today I'm not here alone. I'm here with my very beautiful friend. I met her at the gym. Yes, you can make friends at the gym too. If you're not working out, start working out. I met her at the gym in the dressing room, and I was like, I was on my own. And we just started conversing, and today we are here as brothers. She's a wonderful person. She's a professional to the core. She's been in the legal practice for over 13 years. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's been a long time.
Yeah, but it still feels like it was yesterday.
Oh, wow.
I was just going through my pictures. You know, this whole 10 years challenge, 2006, right? 2016. Same as calling 2006 like it was yesterday. 2016 and 2026 now. And I'm like, I still remember 2006. Like, I'm just a child.
That means you should do your 20 years challenge.
Yeah.
Did you do your 10 years throwback?
I did 10 years throwback.
And how do you feel about it?
Like, where are we growing to? Can we just slow down?
Oh, yes. That's what it is. You'll be so surprised how time goes by, just with you just blinking and closing and opening your eyes, and we are here today. And I know I didn't introduce her. I would want her to do the introduction herself so you can meet her in person. Okay, would you tell us your name, please?
Yes, my name is Florence Keta Taiwo.
Okay.
Law is my passion. I've been practicing law since 2013. Let me be sure that I got the dates correct. Dates are now 2013. So that's when I was called to the bar. And then, since then it's been something I'm passionate about, among several other things that I do. Law is my number one passion.
Among several other things that you do, meaning you have other things that you do.
Yeah, I do other things. I'm into HR as well. I'm a certified HR expert, and then also a certified due diligence expert. I'm also a certified leadership coach, and so I do a lot of mentoring sessions for people as well. But law just remains at the top for me. Any day, anytime, wake me up. I'm that lawyer.
Mm-hmm. It must be very challenging having to juggle all of these things.
Yeah.
How do you cope? Did you just decide to do them, or life made you do them?
So for me, I'll say I learned early that when you discover purpose, you don't have time. The moment you discover purpose, you realize you don't have time because your purpose is for a generation, for a certain people, and for a certain moment. And if you don't jump on it, you might just miss out on the generation that you're supposed to give to. So for me, I don't do all at the same time, but I'm doing all at the same time. So it means at different times I get to be a mentor. At different times I get to manage House of Creamy, which is my other business. At the other time I'm a digital. Sometimes they all overlap because sometimes because of being a lawyer I get to be a due diligence expert, and sometimes because of being a lawyer I have to be a trainer, training people on leadership. So everything just is in sync, everything rhymes, and so I'll say it's easy.
And you also have a man you attend to at home.
Oh yes, of
course. Jesus. How do you guys do these things?
So,
wow.
So for me, the home front is quite sorted because we are headed the same direction. He supports my dream, I support his, and in a way everything just blends into.
Marry a good support system. Yeah, you listening? You cannot not marry right. It's an error. You know. Would you say he's your best friend, or what's propelled you to saying yes? Did you just see him, you fell in love with him, and you just said, "Oh, I like him," or there were more things you had to?
I think when I first met my husband, I to be very honest, I was like, God forbid I married this kind of person. Yes, actually, and guess what? What made me not want to marry him is what has made me like him now. This is over 10 years since I met him, and what made me feel like, guy, can you just take a trip? He's very principled, but then I realized that at some point in marriage, those principles are what keeps you going. So I think it was pretty easy, and a lot of everything that I am now was and is because of him. Because I remember how he pushed me hard, even when I don't want to take certain courses. It's like, you're taking that course, and he doesn't just say you're taking that course. He pays for it, and then you just carry yourself there
Oh
and make sure
wow.
you. Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, I owe him a lot. Everything that I've become, most of them. Yeah, were his ideas. So
God give us good men, oh. Give all my friends, all of my friends, good men. If you know you're not married and you're my friend, I pray for you. Do you want to lay hands on them too? We pray for you that you will find your own person in Jesus' name.
amen.
Amen. Okay, coming to what you do as a legal person, we had a previous series. We talked about business registration and how to go about it. What will be your take from your own professional view?
Yeah, so I think recently, and I'll speak based off of the recent conversations ongoing everywhere online. Everybody is this a rave, oh, register your business. A lot of people are for the limited, a lot of people are for business names. And I would say take your time and write down what your business wants to do. Because that's, for me, that's the starting point. Because you may end up registering a limited liability and incur liabilities. Yeah. So decide what your business would be doing. And I think one of the things I'm going to say now will help a lot of people make that decision. People don't understand the clear distinction between a business name and a limited liability company. Now, for a business name, you are one and the same as your business. So it will be, let's say you want to register a business name, it will be Uche trading as UC enterprises, something like that. But then you want a limited liability company. Your limited liability company gives your company a personality distinct from you. So it means your company pays tax, right? Now, this is not to say business names don't pay tax, but a limited liability can buy a property, own a property, separate. So let's say, for example, you get sued with UC Enterprises, you are being sued. It's not just your business being sued, because you're one and the same person as your business. But as a limited liability company, when UC Limited gets sued, that has nothing to do with you, right?
As
It's
an individual.
as an individual, yeah, that's different. And then that's one clear distinction, identity. Secondary is structure. So when you register a business name, it's like a sole proprietorship. It's one man, what we call one man business. You're just running it. And when it comes to taxing, you will pay tax for that business based off of your personal income tax. You're going to be taxed based as though it is you, right? And then it just gets to the point where you separate profits from all the income, that because every income is not what is being taxed, right? That, but for the limited liability, you pay tax based off of profits the company has made. Oh, and I talked about structure. For the limited liability company, you have shares, you have a memorandum, you have directors, so those are clear distinctions from the business name. And then, when of course you pay your 30% tax for the limited liability company, and then if you have staff, you now have to pay payee. So these are considerations you need to make. So that's your business. Now let's say you're selling Zobo. You don't need a limited liability company. Just quietly go and open your small business name and manage it from there, because there are certain taxes that you are expected to pay when you upgrade to limited liability. And if your business is not making the kind of returns that will enable you to, it will be like you shooting yourself in the leg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you need to sit down, do the calculation. At what stage is my business, right? So if you ask me, as a startup who don't even know where and what they are doing, the safest thing to do is register a business name, and you can always upgrade to a limited liability.
Correct.
One of the advantages that the limited liability has over business names is that when you want to bid for certain contracts, they don't ask for business names. Especially in the Nigerian climb, they ask for a limited liability company. They ask you for documents like your MEMAT, your shareholders agreements, things like that. But you don't have that for a business name. So if you know your business is going to be operating at that level, then you should register a limited liability company with a minimum shares of
Okay.
a million shares. That's the minimum that you
Okay.
can go, and
Right.
I think that's the cheapest that you can register. So a lot of people will say, oh, for people who want to ask, but I want my business to be global, start from where you are first, and then we decide in the next 1 to 3 years how global you want your company to be.
To be. Thank you so much. Okay, a lot of business owners, they are very skeptical about how to go about registering their businesses. They're always very scared, first off, and they see it as a lot of process having to register their businesses. I know I've spoken to a couple of them and they're like, it's not millions of naira. And I'm like, it's
No.
actually not so expensive to do that, and you are here as a legal person. So please tell them that it's not so expensive to.
Yes, it's not expensive, especially when you are dealing directly with an accredited agent. I'm an accredited agent. So one of the reasons why it becomes very expensive is there are third parties involved, just like house agents. There are agent one, agent two, agent three in between, right? And everybody's just trying to get your brief. Everybody's trying to get your instruction to register, and then the chain goes long to meet. So because I'm an accredited agent, I have people who have chains. There are different chains, and then I am like the last bus stop. It gets to me, and then I do the registration. And let's say for example, for a business name, I charge them 50,000 naira, for example, right? And then the person who I told goes to tell the person who is going to bring the main person.
Tell the other person that's going to tell the
Yeah,
person.
and that's how your money keeps climbing. So I would say trust professionals, and I hate to say it this way, but it's the truth. It's better if your accredited agent is a lawyer, because there are certain legal principles that they will be able to explain for you, or they will put into consideration when registering your business. Yeah. So I would say make sure you're speaking to an accredited agent, not just anyone.
So you've heard from the professional. Please, in case you need to engage with anybody as regards your registration, please meet a professional.
Yeah.
Please, an accredited what?
Yeah.
Agent,
Yeah.
please. It's very important. My CP will come in to say, Uche, I was told 500K to register my business. I was like, 500,000 plot of land like this. They're not going to register your business. But thank you so much. I wouldn't want to bore you, ask you a lot of questions surrounding this, because I know outside being a legal person, you also have your business running, and a lot of my followers or people viewing as well, they would want to hear from the business aspect how you started, the brain behind it, the motivation behind it, because a lot of them are still trying to find their footing. What can I do? How do I know the kind of business to start is a problem? There are a lot of gifts walking around the street on the road and they are confused on how to start. People are just scared, basically.
Yeah.
They really do not know where to start from, how to start, what to start with. I have several gifts. How do I manage this gift?
them.
What can I put out there that can give me returns? It's quite confusing, especially for the Gen Zs. And for me, when I started, it was very clear. But I know I did a lot of things before I got to where I am today.
Okay, so let me take off my lawyer cap and wear my wear my
businesswoman cap. Yes.
So I'm going to tell you how I started House of Creamy.
Okay.
So House of Creamy started with one of the arms of the business called Creamy's Naturals, and it started with the need for me to. Okay, the first product was coconut oil.
Oh wow.
Yes. I remember
that.
So, yeah.
Just to come in. And it's really nice.
Yeah.
That's the secret.
So I remember that one time. I can't remember what exactly the problem was, but we needed coconut oil at home for healing, and the person who taught me how to make coconut oil was my mom.
Oh.
Yeah, my
Oh.
mom taught me how. And I remember how stressful the process was. And I'm like, for what? And then, to be very honest, on the first try, it worked. But the day I decided that this is a business I want to do, because there was at the time there was high demand for coconut oil. There are a lot of adulterated products out there in the market where people use petroleum jelly and all sorts to do a lot of things. But I decided that I was going to do something pure, unadulterated, something that's safe to use on the skin. It won't darken your skin and all that. And then the first day I decided to try it, it didn't work. So no, and see, it's not funny. This thing we're laughing about, I cried.
I
It
can
didn't work.
imagine.
It didn't work because at the time, I didn't know that there were different kinds of coconut to buy.
Oh wow,
Yes,
really?
to get oil from. Yes, I didn't know that. And then, but what I'm going to say is, it started from a need. So there are a lot of people walking around asking, "What can I do? What business can I do?" You see that thing that offends you the most. Inside it is the answer to what you can do.
My own is lying on my bed naked. I can kill you. I can kill you.
So, and that's how Creamy's Natural started. And then it grew from coconut oil to harvesting raw shea butter. It grew from that to creating juices, recipes, food recipes. It grew from that to skin therapy. Even though I am not very vocal about it, right? I try to tell people this is what to do. This is
It's
stuff.
evident. Are you
I
not
try to
seeing
tell
that skin is popping?
I try to tell people this is what to do to your skin, right? And then that part. And I realized Creamy's Naturals was just built to solve food problem,
Oh wow.
natural recipes, spices. But then moving on, all this I'm saying is to say that in every vacuum is the inside the vacuum is the answer, right? So um, I remember how I started House of Creamy, um Creamy's Naturals now. House of Creamy is the umbrella and then Creamy's Natural. It was the need for people to feel a certain way when being gifted. Valentine is coming now, so everybody gets the normal chocolate, flower, everything. And I'm like, why can't you just do creative things that are not there? Why don't you just create gifts that are? And that's how we have creative gifts that we
I
people.
got one December, guys. I'm not in my face. It's still glowing.
So a lot of all that put together. So the bottom line of this is, if you have a need or you have something that you look around you, basically you will find a need. And that need, the moment you're able to solve people's problem, their monies will leave their pockets into
True.
your hands. Yeah,
True.
so the money everybody's looking for to start a business is in people's pockets. All you need to do is, yeah, for some of you it might just be ironing. Like as I am now, I will pay anybody anything to iron for me.
I'll pay anybody anything to pack my clothes and fold it.
Exactly.
Please, they need.
Exactly, it's a need. And I feel like it's something people should venture into, right? One thing that's very popular, a popular need right now, because it's January, it's that house helps are scarce. It's something someone should fill up, right? I
Right.
know it's a market in Lagos that's already thriving, but in Port Harcourt we don't have
We
that.
don't have
We
it.
don't have that yet. You just have a pool of helps that once
Business
it's
idea like this.
once it's time, and they don't have to be living. You can have people come to
Contract.
clean, yeah, come to clean your house, and then they go. Oh, at some point I did cleaning, yeah, but it was stressful for me because that business was seasonal, and I knew that that was the peak of it. So there was a time when um it's called Creamy and Clean, right? So we used to clean people's houses. We send people to the different houses. You book ahead of time, and then we send people to your house. They clean in one. You just relax on Saturday, and your house gets clean,
Oh
and
wow.
that's it. Yeah, and then they come back home. So there are a lot of, if you look around, there are a lot of challenges. Listen to people. Listen to people's problem. A lot of times in people's problem is a solution for your business, and you make it big. Like how?
Wow.
So I remember one time how this principle works for me. So for someone who will be like, "Oh, these things are too far fetched. They are not. They are overreaching. With it's not realistic." I remember in 300 level, one of the businesses I started, I bought my first Nokia, not 3310 now. I can't remember the Nokia, but that's very, yeah. I bought my first Nokia from selling pure water, and I sold it in grand style as a 300 level student. Now the question is, can a 300 level student sell pure water? I don't want to answer for this generation,
Can
but
you sell pure water? If you are watching and you're in 300, can you sell
I don't want to answer.
sachet water?
Yeah, I don't want to answer for this
Let me
generation.
speak their English. Can you sell sachet water, not pure water? Let me say, let's fine tune it. But
Yeah.
can you sell?
So I remember then I started with zero capital. I didn't need, and yes, you can start your business with zero capital. People are the biggest capital, people. And I say that because the fridge I used to sell my pure water was, um I just had a former roommate who I saw sending her fridge back home. And I'm like, why? She said she doesn't need it. Rich kid. I'm like, please, can I use it
The time there.
for the term, like not for the semester, and at the end of the semester, pay you so amount. He said, just take it. You don't even need to pay me because as I'm taking it home, still going to be useless. So just use it. When you're done, bring it back. And I went to the pure water suppliers and I said, give me 10 bags. By the end of maybe next tomorrow, like 2 days time, I was going to pay you. And that same day, I sold all. Guess what my strategy was? Not like they were not even selling pure water in it's a 3-story building in UST then. The hostel I was in is a 3-story building. Not like they were not selling pure water there. But the thing is, I was on the last floor and everybody who needed pure water has to go downstairs to buy. So I filled up that vacuum and said, everybody upstairs buys water for me. And guess what? I think they were selling one for 5 naira. Then I was selling three for 10 naira. And in a day I will sell 10 bags. In fact, before a day is over, I'll sell 10 bags, and it kept multiplying, multiplying, multiplying. And that's how I am like, okay, there's this thing about business. And yeah, a lot of people say, I don't think I'm called out to do business. Maybe you are, but you're just called out to do it differently. Yeah, from other people. So yeah, when you find a need, the money will flow.
Sure.
Yeah, when you find a need to solve, the money will flow.
So what I've gathered from all you've just said would be that when you have a problem, share it. A
Yeah.
lot of us find it so difficult to discuss our issues. I know why. Yeah, because you tend to want to know the right person to discuss that with. It's okay. If you have a problem, share it. If you need something, share it. The worst you can get is a
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And no is also an answer,
Yeah,
like
no,
my
it's an
pastor would
answer.
say.
Yeah.
If they say no, it means the person that would say yes is close.
Yeah.
And also be credit worthy.
Yeah.
Imagine if you had gone to take the 10 bags and the set time for payment, she didn't come back to pay.
Yeah, and I think I'll also
You know,
point out to be realistic because a lot of people are very optimistic. It's a very beautiful thing. But with business and in a country like Nigeria, you must, if you don't have pessimism in your body, borrow somebody that has someone that's very critical, borrow them, and join it together with your optimism, and then you will make it through. So be very, very realistic and also be accountable. If you're going to succeed in business, you have to learn how to be accountable first to yourself, right? If you're not accountable to yourself, you're going to find it difficult to be accountable to another person. And yeah.
are you accountable in your businesses? Are you accountable to yourself? You can imagine her selling the first 10 bags and the next thing is to go out and get food. It won't yield
Yeah.
like the continuity of the business. You need to be very, very strict when it comes to your spending, especially to beginners.
Yeah, sorry,
Then
let me mention there was this principle I heard back then. I know what the name is, but I can't remember right now. The principle is your first profit should go into your business seven
yeah,
times
yes,
before you spend
yes,
it. So
yes.
I did that with my pure water business. So it went into it 7 times. It grew to the point where in a week I could sell more than 100 bags. People were now buying in bags from me. Yeah.
Because they
So
were a lot cheaper.
yeah, a lot cheaper. Yeah.
So your first point in starting a business is not to make the whole profit.
Yeah.
You know, you try to see how you can be minimal with your prices. Imagine if you had sold a sachet for 5 naira, just
So
like the rest of
yeah, just
them,
like the rest
they
of
won't
them,
see the
they
need to
won't
come
see
to
the
you.
need to buy. Yeah.
You have to be very competitive in the space. When
Yeah.
it comes to business, you need to see how you can be as competitive as possible. Like I'll always tell my mom, Why are you selling this amount when other people are selling that amount? I'm like, so what's the difference between myself and other people?
People, yeah.
Why do you think they would want to buy from me when they can buy
Exactly.
from someone else? So you have to be very competitive in the market. I hear a lot of people complain about not being business minded, but they are very talented. You can be gifted. Your gift can also make way for
Wait
you.
for you, yeah.
So what would you say? Like amongst my friends, I'll hear, oh, Uche, I cannot do business. Oh. I'm a professional, and that is what I can do. Oh, Uche, I can't do business, so but I sing. But how do I start? But the singing, I don't even know how to make money from it. They are just very confused.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've spoken, but I think maybe if they hear from you, they would.
Yeah, so the answer is collaborate. Yeah, so you can sing, but you don't know how to get someone to manage you. Yeah, so they drive the business part of your singing. You focus on the talent. Collaborate with someone who. So you have business ideas, you don't know how to execute. Collaborate with someone who doesn't have ideas but knows how to execute, and then that's it.
And I'll also say you can get friends together and just put your money and see it work for you.
Yeah,
You know, I was talking to
trusted people,
trusted people,
because
very
people can
important.
just run with your ideas and you'll cry premium tears.
Yeah, I saw a friend of mine that put up her profile sometime last year, and three friends came together to just form the business, and it's 15 years. They are all CEOs at every state, and I'm like, how?
Wow.
She said they came together. How much do you have? How much do you have? How much do you have? They brought a legal person to help draft the contract.
That part is very
Very
important.
important. So please
Yeah.
don't do business with I trust my friend, I love my friend. I know
Yeah.
you love them, but
Yeah, and let me
please,
just chip in. When it comes to money, trust nobody. I'm sorry. It's
only
the
me.
truth.
Trust only me.
When it comes to money, as a lawyer over how long I've practiced, I can tell you that I have seen money break people, break relationships, and if there's a cent, a kobo, a naira involved, let it be documented because people change.
People
Yeah,
change, oh.
people
People change.
change.
And that's why friends, they find it so difficult to do business with their friends. Like, I'm sitting down, I'm thinking, what can we do as friends? I'm like, okay, I beg, I don't want wahala. This is our love. People
Yeah,
are scared.
yeah, people are scared.
And you see that those vacuum that you're pointing out to see out, I want us to do this, I want us to do that. People are filling it up.
Yeah.
When you're not ready, God sends someone else to
Yeah,
fill
so
up.
someone else to fill
So
up.
you just keep being at a place. Please, if you have friends, trustworthy friends, people that are futuristic, please come together and set up something. It's not a bad thing. The best you can do is to get a legal person to man
Yeah,
to draft.
your legal structure determines how everything goes. Yeah, even if you don't trust the person fully, let me say, I have a wonderful idea and you have the money, but I have the idea. But I don't trust you. I don't trust you because I feel like you can be greedy. That's where there are documents, right? And yeah, a lot of people say people sign agreements, and now that takes me to one of the things you should look out to when signing agreements with people. Look at the exit clauses. Every
That
clause.
killed my dad.
Wow.
I have a terrible experience with. I'm not one that talks about personal things, but with my dad's case, oh God, I learned a lot. I saw the contract he had working, and there were several open endings. I'm like, who drafted this thing?
And to the person who will say, "Oh, those things are overrated," right? Everything is beautiful until there's a problem.
Who?
Then you see that, oh, there were really
Several
really
open
loopholes. Yeah.
endings. I'm like, did someone draft this, or the man just came with paper and say, oh, you sign? You please don't sign anything if there's no.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just saying a lot of things, and I'm just passionate about it because there's this practice I've seen amongst people. I want to do a business with you now. You have a lawyer, I don't. And I say, oh, there's already a lawyer that it's not true, right? The lawyer she brought is the interest of that lawyer is her. Everything that lawyer is going to draft is how it favors her. And even if we are siblings, even if we are our blood, our nerves were tied together, whatever that lawyer does
You
is
favor.
how to favor her, not me. So don't ever go into any agreement with anybody unarmed. And I would say it's prevention is better than cure when it comes to legal matters. It's easy for you to prevent it, right, than for you to go
Solve
to
it.
court and want to. And I'll say it the way it is. You may not always get justice in court.
May not always. I
Yeah.
have a case now that is over 7. That is more than
You may
7
not
years.
always get justice
Ah,
because there are certain technicalities that can affect the outcome of a judgment that the judge's hands will be tied, and there's really nothing that can be done. You just have to keep appealing, appealing,
and it
appealing.
keeps
Yeah, it
extending,
keeps extending.
spending
So
money,
yeah,
time, energy.
so if you can prevent it as much as is possible, please
This is really
prevent it.
sad, though. This is really sad that we cannot actually just do things right, like as friends. Like we are intentional when we go out. We're intentional when we
Won't go at
spend money.
money,
We're
but
intentional when we take pictures. Like we want the picture to be in a certain way, but we're not intentional when it comes to business.
business. And I think I want to take this back to business registration, right? And I've always said every time I get the opportunity to, I'm going to talk about it. When you're setting up a business, let's say for example, you are single. Be careful who, and this is towards the people who want to set up a limited liability. When you're setting that up, be careful who your shareholders are. Be very careful who your directors are, and let there be agreements binding that relationship. And please, I don't see a reason why, as a married person, you own a company that's thriving and your wife and children are not on your documents as, if not, even if they are not directors, that's fine. But are they shareholders? Are they beneficiaries of that business? And um, if you don't do that, you are possibly, in fact, let me go straight to the point. Those people that are married, that then put their siblings as shareholders and directors, um,
They should marry their siblings, so
no, no,
they should
no.
marry their siblings.
No, and this is not, this is both the male and the female. Even
Okay.
as a woman, when you are setting up a company and you are putting your brothers and your sisters as shareholders when you have a husband and you have children, I don't think it's wise, because these are documents that can speak for themselves whether you are there or not. And if anything happens, God forbid you're not there, these people will, you, shareholding means it's their property. And if you check the history and how that business started, a dime from them did not come into it. So I would say, while you're trying to register your business, register your company, please do some housekeeping and make sure you put your house in order. Yeah.
You heard that, too. You heard that. And I know she's been asking me to try and do my will. She's been saying it for the longest. I don't know if I want to die.
No.
God, I don't want to die now.
No, no,
My
no,
grandfather
actually.
lived for 121. Some
Yeah.
man lived for 167. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. So
You
will is
know?
not for people who are about to die. The will
Well,
is
it's
for,
just very scary. Like, why
oh
am
no,
I?
it's
Why
not.
am I?
Oh no,
I'm just 16.
16. I'm turning 26 in 2 weeks. So
You're older than me. Me, I'm 16.
no, I'm not greedy. I'm turning 26. 26. So yeah, a will is and not because you want to die, or not because you are afraid of what will happen. In fact, you should be afraid of what will happen if you die without putting your house in order, especially if you have children, you have beneficiaries, people who are dependent on you, and you have resources that takes care of these people. Then you should speak to a professional and put your house in order. Not
Wow.
because you're going to die next week or tomorrow, but just
What
because
if
you
I just have one land? What am I willing?
yeah, that's your one land. If someone dear to you is supposed to benefit from it and you don't name them to benefit from it when you are no more, then someone else will take it from
No.
them.
So in my document with the person I'm buying from, they are putting next of kin. Are you saying that can suffice?
So if your next of kin is a minor,
Wow.
yeah, a minor can own land.
So what happens then?
So what happens then if you die without a will? It means you
If
die.
the person dies,
Okay,
if
yeah, if the person if the person dies, when someone dies without a will, it said you died intestate. So um whoever is close to you, sometimes the state just becomes the administrator. Yes, when nobody comes up to apply to become your administrator. So for most people, I'll use spouses for example. For spouses where one of them die, the other person goes to process the letter of administration from the state to say, give me letter. But where there's something is in contest or there's nobody, the state now administers on behalf of the deceased person.
coming to spouses, yeah. My dad used to be so secretive that we don't even know his account. We didn't know where his monies were, you know. And it's so funny because you don't know the day or time God can call whoever home. And I'm like, how come we never even thought of, Daddy, what account do you bank with? How much do you have? We didn't think of all of those. We didn't even say where are your properties. Do you know till now I do not know. I don't know
Wow.
Jack. I know the banks right now they should have
Um,
spent it or closed their account or something.
well, if those properties will belong to the state, to the government, especially when they remain undeclared.
Oh wow.
Except except the bank has their ways. You know what I mean? Yeah, but this is something I said, and I think I made a post about it earlier this year. And I said every couple should have a drive where every year, periodically, you review passwords, bank details, information. Yes, information. And so I also say if you're not even willing to do a will right now as an individual, have a Google Drive. You can just open a Google email, a drive where you put in passwords, you put in every vital information, land documents, company documents, everything, and give the password to a lawyer. That's if you're not married. But if you're married and you trust your spouse, give the password to your spouse. So if any
What if you don't trust your spouse?
what if you don't trust your spouse? Those are documents that in your will you can give to your lawyer to say, this is the password to where so and so information is. At my death, can you administer this in this way,
To
that
this
way?
person.
Yeah, to this person, to that person. So I try to tell people, consolidate your resources, consolidate your assets together with your spouse. I think um it's not enough to it's beautiful when you go for all night, yeah, 31st night, but also plan. So in something we do is even before the 31st night to take, like maybe the last week of the year, take a retreat, right? What did we not do right? Is there something we can do better? And that should include your finances, your spiritual life, your children, parenting, family, business, your goals, everything, your emotions. That I feel like that's how to start the year, and don't get into those traps of, oh, something just happened. I'm trying not to use the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, something just happened, and you are. I feel like um, for anyone who, every man, I'm using man now because I feel like this is a man's move in leadership in every marriage, right? A lot of people are clueless about how to go about that your move. And please, if your man is clueless about this, you can just nudge him in the right direction. Oh, and then draw up a
To
list.
someone that is willing to be nudged though.
I think if you make it easy, because some men, I mean, you just make
Some
it
men
easy.
are just too masculine.
No, you can
They're
make it.
just too, please, I'm the
You
head,
can make
I'm the
it.
tail.
So you can make it easy. Sometimes you don't even have to make it very formal. So for some people, if you make it that formal, you already spot the fun around it. So it might be just one of those outings where you guys go to carry your journal. If you are the person, the woman, if you're the person who likes to journal, then carry it, and then you just I have a bullet. I think it's something I should even share to people. So it helps couples to even single people plan their year all round.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would be nice. Oh. Maybe we'll invite you again so you can share with us,
Yes, I will.
and improve ourselves. Thank you so much. It's
Thank you
been
too.
quite interactive. I had one or two take homes, that we should marry a good man and Odogo pounds and dollar.
Really? Really?
Another thing I'm taking home is to plan myself,
Yeah.
my life after life. You know, it's very painful to work so hard and you're up there, your money is just being squandered.
Yeah, I think someone did a movie recently. I can't remember the name. God, I'm very terrible with movies. But my husband dragged me and we saw this movie, and it's everything we just talked about. And I think in this case, she didn't really die, but she was somewhere looking at. She faked her own
That's
death.
behind the
Yeah,
scenes by
behind the
my one
scenes.
and
Yeah, yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
Funke. I love you in case you ever watch this video. Just know
Behind
that
the
I love
scenes.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, it was so emotional for me because
I cried though.
I cried too. While watching that movie, I saw 13 years of people's
I said,
pain.
no, no. No, no. Any family member that to kill me. No, no.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. And as I watched that movie,
Entitlement like this.
yeah, as I watched that movie, I saw through my own experiences, like other people's experiences, but from a lawyer's point of view. And I'm like, oh my God, this
In
is
fact, I
what
wanted to call you Seth, to say, when are we writing this will? When are we doing this?
exactly.
You
So
know?
yeah, and I hope people see that movie. Yeah, that's me promoting Auntie Funke's movie. But
Yes,
I
I
hope
should
people
do that.
yeah, I hope people see that movie and jot things down. Really, seriously jot things down, because it was, even as a lawyer that I am aware, it was a lot of things were eye openers for me. Yeah.
Ah, I was so sad. You know, I had to reflect on that particular thing and my life in like everything just came to me at the same time seeing the movie. I was in theater, like I was crying, but someone didn't know the intensity or where it was coming from, because I was like, really? Like siblings can actually do take advantage of you. Let's
Yeah.
even leave friends,
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, and uh, I hate to sound this way because it's going to sound really feminist, but I tell I tell everybody that cares to listen, male or female. In fact, it's not a feminist thing. It's pure wisdom. Male or female, if you're in any relationship, any family where you know they don't like you, right? It's not going to get better if your significant other passes. Yeah, so prepare for the day of reckoning
So
because it
you're
will
saying
always
that they
come.
don't like you, leave.
No, I can't. No, I can't. I can't say leave because you knew they did not like you first and you entered. So is it now that you want to go? Stay there first. That's thing you were looking for. Collect it. But I'm just saying, while you're there, I mean, just plan with your husband.
So is this something that we should look forward to, in terms of when it comes to making our decision, the kind of family we are trying to get into?
Yeah.
If your husband to be's
See,
people do not like you, do you think it's good enough reason to say no to the man?
it depends on the
They not
circumstance.
like you.
Yeah, it depends on the circumstances. And I say that carefully because I can relate on a very personal level. Um, and the reverse was the case for me. And in my own case, they did not like the man for no reason. But now I'm looking at them and like, this is the same person you people said, you know, you get. So it depends on what the fundamentals are. If the foundations are strong, if the fundamentals of the no that the other party is telling you is deep
Good
rooted,
enough.
not just good enough, deep rooted down to ancestral history. There are certain things that they tell you, no, 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 just come up body for high tension. Like I'll say like that. Otherwise, love conquers a lot of things.
True.
And then there are some things that is that, oh, this is just flimsy and actually you can win through it. But that aside, I'm talking about people who, even before you started, they liked you. Everything was fine. And then he enters, then that thing of you married our breadwinner. You married our breadwinner. And then he doesn't give us money.
As he used
Whether
to.
you like it or not, these things are happening. Like we see them real time. Just I won't say, I'll just say just prepare. Because if anything happens, if you ever find yourself in any family where there are this kind of hitches, just prepare, because their absence, and I mean, I'm using there because it can be male, it can be the man, it can be the woman.
Yeah.
Their absence will not make it easy for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's so sad, but it's okay. You know, love they say conquers all. So if you have the mind, if you want to do that, if you have the strength, then I wish you good luck.
Yeah, and I want to encourage, back to the business thing, I want to encourage every woman who has something doing to own a business. Yeah, register
No
your
matter
business.
how small.
Yeah. And the truth is, the generation we are giving birth to now will be grateful. Because trust me, with when we were smaller, the things that we talk about our mom, oh, your mommy did not go to school, or your mommy did not,
Ah,
that is not what your children will be talking about. Oh.
my mom has PhD. This one is coming to say my mom went to Harvard. This one is saying, oh,
So,
hey God,
exactly.
I
So,
cannot be that mom.
I would say you can you can have it all. It may not happen at the same time, but there's always a balance. Yeah, life life has a balance. Just go with the rhythm and balance things out.
Yeah, my mom went to school at 50, so
Exactly.
I don't
So
think it stops anybody. At 50, she went back to school. I think she was done training her kids. In fact, she was in school when her child was in school,
I
and
see.
this one is reading for exam. Like, people should just carry your drama and shift. Because me, I was done, and I'm like, I'm not ready for this drama. So it doesn't stop you. It really does not stop you.
Yeah.
If you like, be 60, be 70. My uncle went to school. He's done his PhD. He's a lecturer at Madonna University. So it does not stop you at
Yeah,
all.
and one of the
You know.
things as an adult who now is a family woman, one of the things I'm very proud about is that my mom owns her own business, a thriving business, and it's working. And you will not, it's a hack. So this is going to like bring us into a different topic, but I'll just put it in because it's in this part of Nigeria, it's a thing, right? um Invest so much in yourself now so that when you are old, you are not a liability to your children.
I remember you saying that to me.
Yeah, you're not a liability to your children. And from the biblical point of view, right, you are supposed to be giving down. It shouldn't be the other way. The Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And then when you travel, and I've seen it when you travel and go to the Western countries, they are not people keep keep inheritance for their grandchildren, great grandchildren. People are born into wealth. We don't do that here. Once you're 15, they're asking you how far, and I think that is a cause of poverty. So you find that an average 30-year-old, when they are supposed to be settling in and thriving as a young adult, they are feeding back,
Oh.
rewarding someone who have told them that I suffered my youth to train you, right? So this is to say, nobody's too young, nobody's too old to start something. Make it easy for your generation.
Sure.
Yeah, make it
Sure.
easy for your generation.
So, in concluding, do you have anything to say to those watching?
Yes, I would like to say that planning is the most important part of starting anything, whether it's a business, whether it's marriage, whatever it is you want to do, you must plan. And I would like to say, when you have done your planning and put things into perspective, please engage professionals. And once you have engaged professionals, the sky will be just your starting point. And yeah, do things the right way,
Yeah.
and you succeed.
So, thank you so much, my dearest friend.
Thank you too.
Don't worry, I'm going to do the will. After now, we'll talk about it.
You should.
You know, with my small 10 naira, we'll divide it.
Yes, we divide it. We divide- you 10 kobo, you 2 naira,
Who
you
will I
1
give
naira.
now? Izu, should I give you? Who should I give? I'm still not sure. But
Yeah.
yes, thank you. I've learned a lot today. It's been a very engaging session. Thank you so much. I know
Thank you
how
too.
busy you can be. Jesus,
Thank you.
it took me 3 months to get Florence here. And I know
Wow.
why. And I'm deeply honored.
Thank
You.
you.
Thank you for being a friend, a
Thank
sister,
you. Thank you.
and for being a good woman. It's very difficult to find that in this time and age. And I also want to appreciate
shoulder
your
pad is
husband for allowing his precious wife. Thank you, Odogu. Don't worry, we'll come and see you after now. For all of us watching, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting Yucee Talks. It's been one episode to another, and I've seen your likes, your comments, and I've seen the reshare too. Thank you so much. Please do like, comment. Let's hear your questions. Make the comment section very engaging and interacting. I promise that I would always respond to you. If you want us to discuss anything further in our next episode, you can always comment down there, and we'll make sure we get it across. All right, thank you. I remain the humble, the beautiful Yucee. Thank you, and see you in my next episode. Bye for now. Bye.